It's Turnaround Tuesday. I'm here with Mike, and was just talking to Mike. Mike, glad to be with you again, buddy.
Always, Coach. Bravo. Good morning.
Yeah, we were just talking about if there would be, say, an 8-10% correction in the market, what would be on your shopping list? I kind of know what I'd be looking to buy. I'd be looking to buy miners, almost everything. I think if we get one good break here, it might be the last bus stop before we take off. So what might throw it off, I'm just looking at the 10-year yield here, and it's pretty universal consensus right now that yields have peaked, that the dollar has peaked. And what would throw a monkey wrench into that is we had one more shot up in yields over the next couple of weeks with, Jay Powell's going to talk like a hawk. He doesn't like this.
That's but yet still they're running it. I mean, the market's still going into it. You know what I mean? I don't listen. And if I can, interject. I believe that the majority of these short coverings, because a lot of these stocks right now, the short covering stocks have really calmed down. It's now the secondary ones kind of, coming in there. So I don't, and we go always to the TGH, hedge fund positioner and CTAs. Everybody's neutral right now. So that would lead me to believe that, I do believe it's a buy the rumor, sell into news to run into it. What list do I have? I have the same type of list. I had the same type of list before, to be honest with you.
Did yesterday change your view short term at all? Yesterday's action?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No, it didn't. Because yesterday, this being Tuesday, Friday was a very low value, it was a half a day into Thanksgiving. I think Monday just had, like, when you get it, when you get off the plane and you live wherever in the Northeast and you get off and you go to Florida and you feel it needs a little bit of time to wear off. You know what I mean? This might be the day. It's getting closer until he speaks, but there's very good, there's good price action. Some stocks are acting poorly. For example, your Apple's still a great show. I mean, you come in today and you look at Apple below 143, you're short, if you will, that you said pounding the table on, at least. So that's, and I said that I agreed with that because I've seen many times when the market was coming in a couple of months ago and Tesla was, breaking highs, these type of stocks do, flip back and forth with relative strength and everything. Definitely, looking at my screen, I'm going by, if ever before, because I think a lot of, as I said before on yesterday's videos, I can even, go to my notes here. It's at some point, it's the same reason the Fed won't make the same mistake again. And for even like Jeremy Siegel came out and said they should have, raised, whatever it was, a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think
he did like a Kramer rant,
right? And I don't think he did, by the way. And it was I've never seen him like that.
Yeah.
As a frame of reference, if you will.
Got to be careful. You could an old guy like that could have a stroke getting that excited about what the Fed is doing.
Well, I certainly don't hope he's having an old guy that has a stroke doing that when he's doing that. But there are a lot of things that I'd like to think of. But if it's a second one, it's got to be behind the computer. That's a freaking fact.
All right. Well, Mike, I'm looking at this 39.5 level short term, and I was trying to short it last week and got taken out a couple times. I'm back in the trade, but we take out 39.50. It's kind of a trap door. That's what it held last week, right? This, so 39.50 can open it up to 38.50. And anyway, what I'm seeing today. Everything was down yesterday. Metals, miners, everything, right? Pretty much across the board, negative day. So I look at what's getting it back, and the gold's getting it back, and the silver's getting it back, and the oil is getting it back. But the S&Ps are not.
Like I said, I am not full as per yesterday's video, and for some time, to a degree, and I understand you're a macro trader, thank God, because I look for you for edification and confirmation upon the macro market calls, if you will. But I just going into the rest of the year, right now the markets, the Qs, there is, I think it's stock. I think it's stock picking. I'm up to stock.
Okay, picking, so. And you're the best at it. So That's just my general practitioner view of the markets right here. I think that if you want to be long, you be patient and wait for the shakeout to happen, and whatever you want to buy today, you'll get better prices.
And
So
right, and that's what I was taught always, that up until about a year ago, these economic numbers, like I say, CPI was a chance to walk Tony P or the dog.
yeah,
But now it's ever so sensitive. But I was always, it was. Oh, by the way, Coach, I want to applaud you on one of the first things, and I'll go to TradeGATEHub in a second.
all
But
right,
I
I'm going
was
to give you the charts.
Yeah, I was always taught. Hold on a second. Let me take off a couple of ominous things here as I switch. Hold on. Let me switch screens. Hold on a second. Switch screens. Where am I here? Switch. Let me blow this. Oh, share screen. Here I am. Share screen. All right. TradeView markets. My previous point was why. Yeah, I don't. It's stock picking, and that's all. That's what I'm focused on, because you know what? All these stocks like Apple, which by the way, when Apple goes down, sometimes it's actually bullish for the market in this type of tape. So Apple with the high weighting of index, and Google, and I believe the mega caps, which they are resting. The ancillary ones or second tier ones are going up nicely today, including China. I don't know why I'm doing all these quotes, by the way, but I want to applaud you on something, and this was the first question I ever asked you as I log in to TradeGATEHub. I log in just the same as everybody else. And by the way, I implore everybody to go back and watch Coach's 9:30 video, especially today, which was already posted an hour ago with David Hunter. And just let me say something right here. There he is. David Hunter is no surprise. No surprise. You know what? Like I was talking to Coach before in the green room before the air came on, that I don't want to say it was a lack of credibility. It was a lot more, like we said last time. What David said was a kind of a little bit of a Hail Mary pass. But now he even said the right thing, saying the market should dip before it goes up. You know what I mean? And not saying anything egregious like it's a straight line up, it's all over. So I get that as I go.
He knows markets.
Oh no! I'm not just.
Yeah, I mean, it's making the sensational calls, that probably, gives it a little bit of a Barnum and Bailey twist to it. But the guy definitely knows markets. He was talking about how we could have, just a little. He sounded like a trader today. That's why you liked him.
That's what, you know what? Well articulated. That's what I actually wanted to say.
The dollar could bounce, but then fail. Yields could go up to 4%, but then come off. So, he was addressing what could happen here in the next few weeks. He's a super bull. He's looking for a sell-off, but he believes that that 3,500 level will hold. It's not in danger. And to me, I mean, if David's right, and I agree. So if he's right, this can be a great buying opportunity setting up here in the next couple of weeks. And I think people should think about, what they want to buy should the market give them that shakeout.
I'm doing it right now.
I know I'm doing it.
I remember the market's pulling back here aggressively. I remember what I wanted to say is that my mentor would say, regardless of the number coming up before or after that big move, if the stock was weak and had good volume and good price action going into it, they'll come back into it the next day or the day before. So the edge is still in your favor. So I was taught that way. It's held that way. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't always work. But as I always tell people in TradeGATEHub in the room, to write the list down of stocks that have 10 of them on your TradeView demo. Buy 100 shares of the stocks that are in the top 10. Short the tops, short those respective stocks that are acting the same way.
The only way to know an instrument is to trade it, chart it, and get used to its behavior.
You have
because go ahead.
You could watch Tiger Woods swing till he literally, your eyes bled for 1 week straight, 24 hours a day. You cannot replicate it unless you're able to strike the ball, no matter how that swing. So what I'm saying is, you got to get in there. And TradeGATEHub, some people argue maybe we push you in the deep end of the pool, but we're all around you. We have highly trained lifeguards. Coach even knows CPR, so we're going to pull you out. We're going to take care of you. but it's better to,
Yeah.
don't dip your toe. These aren't the markets. The learning curves are so short now where you have to get in there and get in. That's
Learn to manage risk. So no matter what, even on a demo, it'd be a good habit to develop when you take signals or ideas that you have a stop in there, so that you get in the habit of knowing when you're wrong before you even get into a trade. That's an important habit to have. Do you know how many people just go into the market having to find their risk on the trade?
I
And
did.
huh?
I did.
Yeah. So
My
it's a good habit to learn. It's the only thing we could control is risk. We can't control market direction. We could only control how much we're willing to risk on any idea.
first question I ever asked you, Coach, right here. Let me see if I'm on the right thing. The price of crude oil is down 1% over the last year. Energy stocks are up 68%. Stocks lead the commodity, correct?
Yeah.
There's the tell right there. You know what? I think it's happening the same thing with the miners, which is why, getting back to the original question or the title of this webcast is,
You'd buy the miners if they took a little hit.
I'm
like
still in them. I bought them yesterday. I was buying new mine yesterday. That was
Okay.
look, hold on a second.
I thought you
Oh.
sold it at 46. You got back in at yeah.
Hold on.
It's got to hold there.
My last post yesterday before my last literally my last post yesterday before I said goodnight was I'm buying more GNUG. Bought
Okay.
some JNUG.
Where are you wrong on the trade?
I'll punch. Let's go to the chart. Well, Powell's
44
certainly
looks
gonna
important.
he's certainly gonna test me. Us.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
It is the JUNG trade, but I don't. Well, I got caught a little bit because it is a triple ETF. Where am I wrong? Right here. This where this
Okay.
green line is.
Well, it should be like Newmont. I still
Yeah, it
think
should be
there's a shot
32.
for 42 in Newmont.
AEM calls are still going off aggressively.
Oh yeah, silver surprised me today. After look at that candle yesterday. That was not the kind of close that I would have expected. This kind of strength, and I have to learn the lesson over and over again. I could be right short term,
Sure,
like that, but when I take myself, being able to have a good short term feel makes it harder for me to stay with long term stuff, because I see what's going to happen short term, and that might be right. But if you're pairing your positions too big because of that, your long term positions, you're not going to be there for the ride.
there's I have two beautiful amendments to that, and it's more important in stock selection. If you're going with the trend and you really want your positions to work, don't watch them.
Yeah, walk away.
Another thing is,
I have another one. This is a good one, and I keep forgetting to ask myself, so I'm going to have to write it down. So this is not mine. Someone said, Dale, if you're long and you're thinking about taking profits, ask yourself if you would short it there.
no,
And if you wouldn't, walk away. Same thing if you're short and you're thinking about covering. Ask yourself, would you get long here? If the answer is no, walk away.
I say it all the time. Like when I contra trade, if I say, would I buy this thing on a dip? And if I would, then I don't contra trade. Unfortunately, I would have listened to myself today. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I ran contra affair.
Here's my list today. Here you go. Apple down, Apple and Microsoft down. Microsoft, not the sexiest thing. A lot of green on the screens. It's stock selection, coach. I mean, you have, that's what it is. The Chinese stocks yesterday tipped their hand when the Hang Seng was down, and all the Chinese. Everybody was wondering why the Chinese stocks were up. Shopify had good news, pulled back. Tesla was positive. Here are some retailers that are still going. I'll even go to my charts here. So a lot of stocks after earnings showed their truth. Here's Foot Locker, a stock that, for example, that came with earnings, still holding a stock that I would not short, even though it is a little overbought. Things like that. Here's our Newmont that I was buying yesterday on your recommendation. That was my price on Newmont. There were all the moving averages up to 44, 43, 90. So here's my stop basically, where they all converge for lack of it. 45.30 up here, 44 and 44.16. So my stop is where the 50-day moving average. I didn't go in heavy, don't get me wrong, but the one I did like was JUNG. I like that one. I liked it came down. I shouldn't have liked it, just like you said, because yesterday it pulled back on heavy volume, as you see here,
Okay.
off of Friday's low volume up day. So, but it did pull back to the moving averages, which is why I took a stab. Now I think people are not to say everybody took a move or stand on that low volume Friday, but now I think people are slightly more off positioned off sides in these minors, and God forbid Powell said something that provokes them higher, which you articulated before, then they're going to really be on the wrong side. And it's going to,
well, what's the beauty of both of these trades, especially Newmont, is under 44, unless you're long term, you should be able to see, 42. I'm to Newmont. Anyway,
42?
If we get under 44, yeah.
Listen, I used to use, and you're right, Coach. You and I had this debate on and off air. What is actually the best breed of a gold? And by the way, that isn't in anymore.
The monthly candle is beautiful, though. If you look at, I'm featuring it as a candle of the month. Newmont. Are you okay? The monthly.
This is AEM, is it? And this, by the one that I can't buy. I have a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but the one to buy here, or it's speculation, was
Goldfields.
So yeah, something's up there.
Like well, you know what that was? They backed out of the Yamana takeover.
Correct, AUY. But you know what? Thank you, Coach. This stock, but it also has a tendency to have that move. You want stock. Yeah. You want to be in stocks sometimes that you don't want to always be surprised. Wow, I didn't. You always want to look at something that maybe it's got it in it. You know what I mean? At one time, sooner or later. And those are one of those stocks.
Boy, I'd jump all over that one if we were at 10 or $9 again.
That's where I'm going in 10. Well, there's a gap right here. This line 1056. Yeah.
Good look.
The perfect is right where you said under 10, the 200 day.
Yeah.
978. I'll go to the weekly if I will. That's the ultimate complement. Probably 995. I will. That's where I would go in, like 990 right here, right around there, probably. And
okay. All right.
I would hope I would walk away and let it work itself out.
Well, we have 3 risk events, right? I don't know if Paul's talking now or not, but then we have the PCE on the first Thursday, which is the Fed's favorite inflation indicator. And then we tie it up with a bow on Friday with NFP, which that's going to be important if the jobs number is either weak or strong.
It might not be, but they're going to use it as a reason for it to be. You know what I mean? That's what type of day. That's what type of. And by the way, this is on Monday. Be redundant. The most day I post the most. There's our weekly calendar. So you should have it post pinned, whatever they call it. I write things down and highlight them. I'm a Generation X or whatever. So there's your plan right there. So we gave it to you on Monday. And by the way, also stop going back on our Monday thing. Also, notes in everything. Events, stock moving events, and things to keep an eye on. What's today? Tuesday. So we have Workday, CRWD, the best of breed.
Right.
No, it's cybersecurity. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
NTAP, we'll need it. Software. In the morning, we have XPEV, Creme, the best cloud company of us was Splunk. I was actually bullish on Snowflake. Warren Buffett's one of his bigger. So going back to Monday, and if I am going off on a tangent, I apologize. We as Coach said, if you didn't know the game plan, and thank you for saying it again, Coach, I know it. For you that do not know it, either listen to our videos daily, go back to them. I always post the data or the economic calendar for the week going back on Mondays. So if you didn't see it on Monday, just like David Hunter's video that Coach did about an hour and a half ago, you can watch our video right now, or either live or go back after it's posted. So that's where we sit going into as we sit, basically noontime on Tuesday going into Powell speaking. So for me, it's stock picking. Obviously, I have my eye on the indices. Even more than the indices, I had my eye on the dollar, the UUP, the crude, the VIX. The normal the normal guys. I'm not really, Apple below the Coach's 50-day, and I'm going to leave it off here probably with the chart, because that was a real good call, especially in
the VIX too, Mike. I mean, when it was 20 over the weekend, I wrote, I am very concerned about extreme complacency, VIX at 20.
Right.
Right.
Listen, so when the VIX is at 30, it's a buy signal. When VIX is at 20, it's a sell signal.
Yeah. So we'll see what we get out of this. And see if this, pullback manifests and what you're looking at then. Love working with you, Mike.
You too, Coach.
I hope you have a great trading day the rest of the day.
Of course, you too, Coach. Thanks.
I encourage people to check out TradeView Markets. They're a sponsor. They're an excellent broker with MT4, MT5, and very tight spreads. Check them out. It's like trading at a boutique firm. And if you're interested in what Mike does, contact him. Perhaps he can manage some of your money. And that's going to be a wrap for me, buddy. Anything you want to close it with?
No, I appreciate that, Coach. Just listen, there's always another trade. As I said,
Yeah.
it's a boring statement, but this is a time where you get the demo and you get to know yourself as a trader. But back to what I said, there's always another trade. Don't feel like you missed anything. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and it's a process. You know what I mean? Very few people are very talented. I've met very few that just pick it up and are very good. It takes work. I'm still working at it. The reason why I'm here is not because I think I'm gonna learn something. I don't want to miss anything that somebody's going to give me an edge. I don't want to. I always want to have the best tools and everything available, because first of all, trading is hard as it is. You're going against mathematical computers. You're going against other professionals like Coach and I, and that's why you really have to get to know, narrow down yourself and get to know yourself. So you're not the more spread out you are, you have to concentrate. You have to concentrate and know yourself. But
so here's your assignment for everyone watching this video. Pick out 10 instruments, stocks, whatever, CFDs that you would like to buy after an 8% to 10% correction in the market, and get that ready so that when it happens, you're not analyzing, you're executing.
Not only that, even if you execute poorly, you still execute it. It's half the battle. It's like everybody says, I have a dream. You know what people say when I have a dream? And I said to it, I said, do you have any dreams? They say, yeah, of course I have any dreams. I say, they'll write it down. And there's a plan. You're halfway there. I mean, it's a plan now. So, get in the TradeView markets and get going, because that's when it really starts. We're always here for questions. We're always going to be around the activity, especially with the TradeView market site. We have every basic financial instrument you could trade. So get to know the TradeView markets account, the demo, and we'll see you later. Trade well and have a plan.